Last we left our intrepid adventurer, you'd stepped through the strange gate that you found in a sewer because apparently your parents didn't teach you to go through strange gates you run into in the sewer.
That's right.
And
where this goes.
oh, a strange man with free candy written on the side of his van. I wonder where this goes.
Yes. That's right. I think I'll go and have a look.
Right. Cut to, you are laying down and you hear ding, 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 ding. It sounds like a small bell of some sort. If you want to give me a listen roll and an etiquette roll, I will give you more information on it. If you need to make the listen roll to make the etiquette roll, though. If you fail the listen roll, you're done.
Listen first? No.
It's an annoying fucking noise you're occasionally intermittently hearing.
All right. Am I lying on the ground or am I lying on something soft?
You're guessing soft. It feels like a comfortable bed. Oh, smell roll. You can find out a lot about your environment. And Holmes is the kind of cautious motherfucker that would just lay there for a while, letting his senses.
Other senses, exactly right. Nope.
Unfortunately, you seem to have a slight blockage in the nose. You could probably do with a good blow.
It's probably the pipe I was smoking beforehand. All I can smell is tobacco smoke.
Or the sewer you were just hanging out in.
The sewer, that's right. well, that's the thing. Yes. All right. So,
ding, 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 ding.
Besides the bell ringing, is there anything else I can hear, like birds or people or?
Not really, but you can give me a feel roll as your senses run wild.
Yes, I don't think I've rolled feel yet in this campaign. I don't think that's come up yet. Feel. Yay, eventually I'd roll something.
You're laying on linen. You are wearing cotton.
Okay. Am I wearing like pants or am I wearing
pants and a long sleeve shirt that feels a bit loose? Oh, also with your feel roll, it feels as though you are indoors by the quality of the air. It's not like breezing about or giving odd smells.
Or is it light? As in, when
you can see light through your eyelids.
Yep. All right, I will open my eyes and look around.
You seem to be in a dome-like circular room. They're laying upon a bed. There are two more beds that have nobody in them. Near your bed is a privacy screen. By the privacy screen, it's kind of the weird history roll, please, as I described. It appears to be a cloth and metal over a metal frame. The wardrobe appears to be some sort of light colored wood.
No, not in the history. No.
And across the room, like in the fourth quadrant, is a butler. He is a little person, to use the politically correct term, dressed as a butler from some time in the past, possibly. And he is standing on the opposite side of a large table. There's two chairs at the table, two place settings, and he is pouring coffee.
All right.
You seem to be dressed in old time pajamas, striped. Your bed is on the opposite side of the room as the breakfast table thing.
Okay. Is it a single bed, double bed?
It's a single bed. It's a bit larger than a pallet.
All right. So not particularly big.
Yeah.
The dome. All right. So I'm in some sort of dome-like structure. Is it like a canvas or cloth, or is it metal dome? Or
it's a roof of some sort, but it's just colored white. That could be whatever.
Oh,
Nobody
okay, so
knows.
yep. So it's not like a tent or something.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm. Oh yeah, before I forget, just off on a
Oh,
different tangent, did
all right.
I get any sand rewards for saving Alvin? Did I get any sand rewards for telling the mayor about what the nefarious elves were up to?
Good point. Yes, you did save a lot of lives and a boy. We'll go for those acts of goodness and stuff. Well, did prevent stuff. We'll go with D8. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good. Yes, it's good
lovely.
that you,
Hey,
motherfucker. Let me know when you get up to 99. 99 is max, by the way.
yes, I'm sure it is.
Mhm.
8. So it's going to take now a while to go before I get up to that.
Just checking. You've been getting a lot more sand gains than sand losses. You were
Yes.
kind of like Yana's opposite.
Counterpoint.
There you go.
Yes. Well, I didn't start off with a huge amount of sand, so
Ah,
I only started off with 55 sand or something
hmm.
because I
Are you up to like 70 or something now?
64 because I had gone down a little bit and I've gone up again
Okay.
from very. All right. Yep. Yep. So yeah. Sorry, Butler. Old time. Yeah.
Yeah, you wish you knew what time period this was, but you suck at history, so
Yeah. Is there a bedside table either side of me or a chair?
no, there isn't. There is a screen that would screen you from the butler's view and such. In fact, the butler bows and gestures toward the screen, which is also screening the cabinet slash wardrobe thing.
Okay.
The butler is going back to busying himself with, it looks like setting out your breakfast.
Okay. I will look either side of the bed, depending
Hmm.
on the nature of it. If there's gap either side, to see if there's slippers on either side.
Yes, there's the slippers. They seem to go along with the
Yeah, as I can say, is there a dressing
pajamas.
gown?
Yes, there is.
All right, so I'll swing my feet over, slip on the slippers, and pull on the dressing gown.
Okay. Yeah, it's all your size stuff.
Okay,
The butler ignores you and goes about his duties.
I shall. Sorry, how many other beds did you say there was in here?
Two other beds. They appear to be unused and unslept in.
But they're made up.
Yes.
Well, are they made up? I should say.
Oh, yes. Never tell when you're going to have a sleepover.
That's right.
The cabinet nearest your bed is closed at the moment.
I shall open it and have a look inside.
A fawn grabs you and drags you off to Narnia, where he molests you. No, oh man, been waiting to use that one. Okay, inside of the cabinet is a suit of clothes that includes a dark polo neck sweater, a pair of fawn trousers, dark shoes with thick white soles, and a black jacket with a circular thing that has a uh, some sort of bicycle. I will give Pete a card if he can name it. Hold on a minute. I have a picture of it. Although this picture I'm going to show you is not quite right because the number on your jacket appears to be number 2. So there you can see the thing that seems to be sewn onto the jacket. I'll show you a
Okay.
picture of what Yana would look like with the. Can you tell me what that bicycle thing is called?
Well, it looks like a penny farthing with a weird rooftop on top of it.
Take a card, sir. You are right. There you can see what Yana would look like if she was wearing one of these jackets. Forgive the square around the circular button, but that's the best I can do with my bad skills. And yes, yes, if she was wearing this, she would look about that happy.
Yes.
But that gives you an idea of what the jacket and button thing
Yeah.
look like.
All right. A Iron Maiden song is coming to mind right at this moment.
If you can tell me what the Iron Maiden song is called, I will give you a card, sir.
Prisoner.
Here's a
The
where you
Village,
seem to
yes.
be.
I'm not a prisoner, I'm a free man.
Excellent. Yes. Refill your hand as it all comes to you, and you're like, motherfucker. It just goes. I'm sure Holmes is a bit more refined, but that kind of
Yes, yes.
sentiment. Oh, also, I will put a copy of the map onto the normal card page to make life a bit easier for you.
Yeah.
But yes, you do seem to be in the village, although there's no windows here. You've just gotten that feeling from looking at the penny farthing, and you have like the weird kind of memories that, whatever.
And the clothes you described, etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you'd gotten it strictly off of the clothes, that would be a bit on the scary side. And people would think I had sent you the answers to the quiz ahead of time.
No. It was the combination of clothes and the button and the number.
You are not a number.
I'm a free man, that's right. I can't. It's been so long since I've listened to that song.
Mm-hmm.
As an aside, but yes, I used to have the LP that it was on.
Oh, Lord. You old bastard.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, and I also have for you, let me see here. Let me drag you over to a different page so you can see the butler. This is what he looks like.
I see.
Let the good times roll. Let the fuckery begin.
Yes. All right. Now.
Oh, you should have seen the other people's fucking faces. They were pretty much when you eventually get to watch the episodes, they were almost fucking chewing dirt. They were so angry to be here because they'd been here in a previous campaign. They're like, oh, fucking Logan. So,
Okay,
right.
so they cottoned on to where they were pretty quickly, did they?
I'm afraid so. Yes, I'd messed with them before on this, but oddly, you're not going through exactly the same thing as they did, but they said it was one of their favorite places to be, which just confused the fuck out of me. So anyway,
yes. All right, I won't get dressed yet. I'll go and sit down and have breakfast.
all right. And as you are as you are starting to go toward the breakfast table, the butler raises one eyebrow very slightly.
All right, fair enough. Is there a wash basin or anything?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get dressed first then.
Take a card for reading minuscule signals by your minuscule butler.
Hang on a second. I need to discard and draw a new hand. Where do we want the new discard pile to be?
Oh, sorry. Well, no. Here, let me move you back to the page with the discard pile. There. Oh, get back there. Hold on a minute. There you go.
Lovely. Let's get rid of that. I don't think that's I'm gonna need that at this stage, but you never know.
I was gonna say keep the map clear. That's there for your benefit.
Yeah. I'll keep that. I'll get rid of that for the moment.
You make the neatest discard pile of any of the fucking players ever.
Oh, it's just so the cards aren't going all over the place.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that you were very, very tidy.
Okay. Discard, and 2 others from your hand or pool. All right. Let me see what else I got. All right, so I'll discard that card and eavesdrop and one of the school 5s, I think. Yep, one of the school 5s. And I'll pick up that next card for interpreting the raised eyebrow. Right, and it's another play immediately. On your best gun, most used, most expensive, someone must roll gunsmithing to upkeep it.
Good news, you have no guns with you.
Yes.
You've managed to dodge that bullet.
I'm assuming that card I don't need to worry about.
Not even a little. You look smug and go, ah, somebody else's gun can suffer.
All right, yes. Is there anything in my pockets?
Now.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I'll sit down for breakfast.
All right. When you come back from around the screen, having gotten dressed, there's another man sitting across the table in the other going to have breakfast position. His number is 13. He sneers at you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. He looks unfriendly. He tells the butler, thank you, but we'll pour for ourselves. The butler sets the pot down, bows to 13, bows to you, and silently leaves the room, closing the door behind him. 13's, as he pours the coffee for both of you, says, our masters seem to think you will be able to get the information we require from our target, but I do not. I don't think your methods are subtle enough to crack her.
We shall see how things play out then.
Well, she didn't crack under the sodium pentothal, and she won't crack under whatever flying by the seat of your pants method you will no doubt employ. But all this was not my choice. So I'm here to answer any last-minute questions you have before leaving you to your work. She is the new number 6, but I think that running the village as a whole is a big enough job for you. But to have you do that while trying to break number 6, I don't think you can do it.
So do we have is there any change in timing?
He looks a bit confused. Pardon?
How quick? You know, a day, 6 hours,
yes. Well,
2 hours.
We don't know how long it will take, but as you know, she must not be physically harmed. We will need her later. She should be in as good a physical shape as possible, but if you can make her more malleable to our purposes and our masters. You'll find the briefing packet near your podium. I'm just here to answer any last-minute questions you have.
You didn't answer the first question I asked.
The time that we have, I'm not certain. They will. If it goes too long, doubtless you'll get a call from number 1 on the red phone. Empathy roll.
Empathy. Where art thou, empathy? A critical.
He is scared of number 1, but trying not to show it. He also is a little bit worried about you because you are the new number 2.
Yes. Well, it always pays to be careful of number 1.
Yes. As you no doubt know, you'll have the entire teams of people downstairs, but maybe you can come up with something clever. Also, with your critical empathy roll, you're thinking he's thinking that your job should have been his. He got
Yes.
passed over. You got selected. He is irritated as fuck, but he believes you'll fail. And then the job will be his. Or maybe he'll get passed over again. He finishes, he sets down his coffee and he says, "Well, I shall just leave you to it. I'm personally, I have a wager on that you won't have her within the week, but that is a bit close."
Won't have her, or won't get the information out of her?
To have her is to extract the information you need. To have her is to control her. You know how I mean. But the information, I suppose I should be more clear in my bets. Very well. Be seeing you, number two.
Ta-ta.
He stands up, turns, and exits. It's a nice
Okay.
breakfast.
I shall enjoy my breakfast.
All right. Yeah, it's not catered for you specifically, but generically it is a fine English type breakfast.
All right. I shall go and do I have a watch or anything?
Not on you, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shall go and see if I can find a bathroom.
Right. When you go out of this room, there is a bathroom, but there's also a really wild main room thing. There's various other rooms going off of this room that go into different things that do not seem too relevant right now. But this is a good picture of the main room. Yep. This here. There's, as you can see in this, there's the weird half moon chair that was fashionable at one point in Earth's history, although it looks a little uncomfortable to sit in. And in front of it, almost just out of reach unless you were really fucking leaning from that chair, is some sort of console that has an assload of switches and things on it. It also has the three stupidest looking phones you've ever seen. They are bigger than your head, and then it kind of a swoop design so that they sit on desks. They don't have a thing that presses down to hang it up. They apparently the phones know whether you're trying to use them or not. They're just dumb looking phones.
Do they have? Are they the ones with the dials on the base?
There are no dials on them.
Are no dials on those? All right.
But you have black, white, and red phones.
Okay.
They're sitting on the desk. Oh, and here's another picture of what the room would look like if you're coming in through the main door. Because, you seem to have moved up to supervillain lair.
Of course. 60s supervillain lair.
Take a card. Yes, you have the time period quite correct.
Yeah, of course.
All the best supervillains came out during the 60s for
nice little thing on the left there for showing green go, red stop.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yes, a huge vacant room with yes.
Just weird shit.
Maybe it's to focus the mental energies.
Yes, that's no doubt it.
I can't even remember what Professor X's circular room's called that he goes in to sense out other mutants.
I think he calls it the shitter.
You know.
He goes there for a poop.
amplifies his abilities. Anyway, all right. I shall go and So, is there a dossier on that table?
Indeed, there is. It says most secret on it.
Okay. I
It's
shall,
just laying there like some asshat just tossed it on there.
of course.
Hmm.
What else do you do with most secret files?
You just
Then
leave them
toss
laying
it on the
around.
podium.
Right. I don't know if Joshua McKay knows this lady or not. He might. Uh, it has a picture and it identifies the name as Felicia Kells.
Felicia Kells. The name does actually sound vaguely familiar.
Ooh, this will be interesting. Yes,
Is there a photo in the file?
there is. She looks like a middle-aged woman, rather harsh features and such. Um, she's identified, she's identified as the new number six. They apparently don't use names here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, According to the rather comprehensive dossier,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's not as comprehensive as you would like. For any normal person, it's comprehensive, but not for you.
Mm-hmm.
She is or was the CEO of Artificial Solutions, a company which made replicants. Her family owns the business, and it's made them all very, very rich. Buy your own moon rich. The rich family consisted of father deceased, Sebastian Kells. He died under mysterious circumstances in a spacecraft accident when the spacecraft was accidentally targeted by drones of AA as a hostile craft.
Hmm.
I guess they call it a hostile takeover.
Yes.
Mother Alice Kells, as soon as her husband was not even cold in the space ground, she took over the business as CEO until she retired.
Mm-hmm.
She has three brothers: Weston Kells, a biomedical scientist; Parker Kells, a chemist;
Mm-hmm.
and Burton Kells. He fell off the radar, believed to have changed his name and become a private investigator, though rumor has it he may actually be an assassin. No picture, just a question mark.
Okay.
Two sisters, Madison Kells, an engineer, and Sky, Skye Kells, a plastic surgeon. It's believed that within this family, they're all massive overachievers, but there is a mental illness running through there. Um, it's believed that they may be like the brilliant sociopath type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they have enough money to get people to shut the fuck up about them being sociopaths. um, let's see. Felicia Kells was reportedly murdered by somebody named Porter Winter. I'll give you a fucking refill if you can tell me who that was.
No, as I said, the name's vaguely familiar, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not coming to me at the moment.
No worries. Yes. Mysterious shit coming up. You feel that the Porter Winter name may be from your deep past.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because apparently Logan's campaigns never fucking end, and you have to keep your notes for from decade to decade just to see if anything comes up.
Well, I've got some of my notes right here from the previous decade.
I see you came prepared. Let's see. So anyway, what happened was Felicia Kells was reportedly murdered.
Mm-hmm.
There's pictures of her corpse. Give me a forensics roll.
I actually got it out because I was refreshing my memory about Joshua's first insanity.
Oh, I don't remember what his first insanity was.
Arch nemesis Dr. James Morton.
You believe that there was a Dr. Morton, but there wasn't?
No. He was somebody that we did a case on. The guy was experimenting with Hound of Tyndall stuff and stealing jewels and
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's who caused it, but what
yeah.
was your insanity?
Oh, the fact that he was behind everything.
That
So
worked.
always, whenever, like, always looking for indications that Dr. Morton was behind whatever was going on.
It's like a Moriarty light.
Yeah. Like the smells and
Hmm.
the greenish, sorry, the bluish crystallized
Hmm.
powder and
I
stuff.
could see Joshua McKay making a crazy wall with yarn and shit.
Yep.
I could see him doing that.
Yep. All right. Sorry, what was it you wanted?
A forensics role. At last,
Forensics.
forensics.
Forensics. Any particular forensics or just a straight forensics?
If you have something that will tell you about clues left on the body, there are several very good snaps of the
Well,
corpse.
I have ballistics and
She wasn't shot.
serology.
No blood to speak of.
Okay. I don't have any of the other forensics. No, I didn't take any of the other forensics. Ran out of points.
I'm happy
So
with the
just
general forensics role then.
general forensics. It is. Yeah,
Now, from
I
you,
will. Yeah, well, it got
this is shocking, I tell you.
everything got reset, didn't it? I will use
Shocking.
I will use my reroll.
Ah, yes. You're keeping the Australian end up.
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, well, at last the normality has been restored. The universe continues trudging along rather than imploding.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to you see some rather subtle discolorations on her throat. You're going to guess from the size and such, she was definitely strangled by something wide, not a rope, not a cord, not a garrote, but something wider than that. With your forensics, you're guessing it looks like a barehanded strangulation.
Oh yeah.
And then I hear the fucking police sirens outside. It's like, run, Pete, run! Oh, Jesus. Um, but yeah, she definitely looks dead in there. They, judging by the fact that they took her liver temperature, your forensics tells you that either somebody just faked the whole thing or she was faking really super well because getting a fucking thermometer stuck into your liver while you're laying on the table,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
this would be excruciating. And then having your fucking chest cavity opened up and peeled back, it's hard to fucking pretend to be dead through that. I mean, I can't think of anybody who has that kind of cojones, but and now she's back apparently. They don't have the original body as it had been cremated in accordance with the family's wishes, but she's back. And they apparently snatched her up and brought her to the village. And they need you to find out what the fuck.
So
Why
was a medical check done on her when she was brought to the village?
extensive? She is not a replicant and or a robot of some sort, and so they are baffled, and they want information, information, in doing the creepy 1960s way. Yeah, possibly with the fucking uselessly weird spinny thing in the
Spinny
background.
thing, yeah. Yes, of
They love
course.
they love some spinny thing. And you are to get that information, quote, by hook or by crook. Of course, she is not to be physically harmed in any way. They want her to be able to psychologically recover as they plan on using her in
Mm-hmm.
an unspecified capacity for unspecified things in the unspecified future.
Is there anything? All right, so is there anything about why she was murdered?
Well, it's rather vague on that. The Porter Winter guy, uh, before disappearing, had denied doing it, but then still disappeared. She'd been murdered in the arcology of San Angeles, and the arcology, as everyone knows, is um, extremely tight security. So it was deemed that no outsiders could have possibly gotten in there and done the foul deed. Therefore, it must have been somebody already in there. And her ex-lover, Porter Winter, who she had like the mad, crazy, psychotic crush thing on, and he was trying to keep his distance for unknown reasons. Uh, Almost to the restraining order level, but it's hard when you both live in the arcology to get a restraining order on somebody because it's a bit too tight of quarters.
Yes. Makes it very hard.
Yes. So it's a bit vague. By the way, would you like to sit in your nifty half-circular chair while perusing the file?
Of course, of course.
The butler brings a tea and sets it within reach, bows, and then departs.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Give me an electronics roll as you look at the bewildering array of controls that you have.
Electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Come here. Yes.
Interesting. One of the buttons has de-elevate on it, and no elevate, just de-elevate.
De-elevate. All right.
Mm-hmm. It's written in such a stylistic script, it is barely legible. As all the controls are. But with that roll, yes, you've figured out a lot of the controls. If you want to make the screen appear and watch some person with goggles on it, I suppose you could.
Of course. Why else would you have it appear but to watch someone with weird goggles?
Mm-hmm. That's been everybody's main passion to get to eventually.
Yes. Watch the man with the goggles.
Mm-hmm. It was not really doing anything. Just
no. Once I've finished reading the file, I shall. Is there
Oh, there is, by the way, a penny farthing bicycles somewhere along the wall in this giant room for some fucking reason. It doesn't look like it's been ridden in a long time. It looks more like one of those things that they just have laying around in this circular room. A lot of circular rooms in here.
All right. I shall oops, bumped my mic. Once I've finished perusing the file,
yes,
I shall flick the button, the button, the switch.
Take a card, your entire, like the round white thing that your stupid looking chair is sitting on goes and sinks into the floor. And you go into a big downstairs room that has, it's another big circular room. It's got like a big map on it and stuff. And it has these two guys on this fucking seesaw, big ass seesaw, that are slowly going around in a circle, and each of them are looking through some sort of monitor. There's no reason you can think of for them to be going around while they're looking into a monitor. They can do the same, possibly better, possibly without getting ill as a side effect, by just sitting at a fucking stationary desk looking in the monitor. But for some reason, they're on it, and this big seesaw doesn't just go around. One guy goes up a little bit, and then the other goes down, and it's doing that. It's going slow, thank God. Otherwise, they'd just be projectile vomiting everywhere. And in addition to that, is some weird moving big camera thing that looks like that wanders around. Oh, here's another picture of the poor bastards on seesaw duty.
Let me zoom out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on. Let me put you on the right map thing. There you go, buddy.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's because what they're looking through changes depending on where they are.
You're not really sure if this is true or not. You're hoping it is. Otherwise, it's completely fucking useless. Oh, yes, I forgot I'll show you that in a bit. So, did you see enough of that?
Yes.
Here's the other thing. Now you can see what your chair looks like going down. You just look at the pictures in reverse order. Isn't that fucking special? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what the happy flow. So once you get de-elevated, a bald guy with glasses and a clipboard comes up, and his number is 37. He says, "Hello, number 2.
Good morning.
How may we be of assistance, sir?"
How are things going today? Anything of note that I need to be appraised of?
Not yet, sir. The village is just waking up. By the way, give me a spot hidden roll there, Mr. McKay.
Spot hidden. A natural 1, 0, 1.
Fine. Right. There are along one of the walls, there's like a kind of obscure door because of the way that the walls go. Like you'd have to go like that. So it's kind of an optical illusion that it's just one continuous wall. And also there's a couple of hidden viewports. Like if you're to presumably go out that kind of hidden door thing, you might be able to look into this big room possibly without being spotted, except by people with freakishly good vision. On the guy's clipboard, you read upside down that the notes are to brief number 2 on number 6 should he express an interest. If not, then contact number 13 to let him know. Let's see, and yeah, you see everything. If you need to know about anything, you let me know.
Yep. So, what's the situation with number 6 currently?
Bring number 6 up on the monitor, he says into a small mic that he's got on his shirt, which the guy 8 meters away goes, "Yes, sir." You're like, why does he have this mic? Why?
Yes.
And they bring her up, and she's sleeping. There's a lamp, like it's normally would be like a reading lamp over the bed, but it's kind of moved over close to her face, so it's laying just above her face, and strange lights are go bloop, bloop, different colors and stuff. And number 37 says, number 2, we are keeping her in a state of sleep until you are ready for her to awaken naturally. It is her first morning, sir.
Okay.
Give me an empathy roll on number 37.
Empathy. Yes.
He's a bit of a toady, but he is a professional and takes some pride in his work. So.
Yep.
He looks at you expectantly. One of the other guys with your amazing spot hidden is looking at him, waiting for the signal from him, which he's waiting for the signal from you, and he's hovering over a button. And watching 37, 37 is watching 2. 2 is you.
Make it so 37.
Yes, sir. He gives a hand signal to the guy who clicks a button. You're thinking that they may be a bit feather bedding and staff wise down here. The lamp stops showing the lights and retracts back to a more natural position. And he says, if you would like to contact her, sir, we have the phones. Otherwise, she will soon discover where she is. He smiles. He looks like he would like to do the evil laugh, but he's waiting for you to start the evil laugh.
Well, let's see how she reacts. Let's let her wake up naturally and
Yes, sir.
monitor how she responds to the change in environment.
Very good, sir. He looks impressed. Eventually, she wakes up and she looks around and frowns. She gets up and goes over and looks out of the window and kind of goes like, what the fuck? And eventually she gets some clothes and gets dressed and such. They have a little privacy screen because apparently you're not allowed to show naked females getting dressed on television or something. And yeah, then she begins to prowl around. She's looking at all the different stuff in her place. And one of the things that she was looking at, well, let me find it here. She seems to be kind of looking for clues first within her place, but without leaving it. And you see her take off of the shelf various cans of food and look at them. Here's what they look like.
There we go. Yes.
She frowns and puts them back when she reads village foods, peas, village foods, spaghetti, and just like looks at it like, Eventually, it looks like she may be getting ready to leave her place. Shall we follow her on camera, sir?
Yes, thank you.
She goes outside. I think. Here, I'm going to show you some general pictures of the village, and then I will read you the description. There's what's this?
Do we have sound, or is it just
sound is intermittent, sir. If she gets close to any of the concealed microphones and such, we'll have better sound. But the directionals are not good with the wind we have here occasionally, sir. He looks irritated, as though I've been bitching about this for years and nobody's taken me seriously. Let's see.
Part of what I'm taking note of is where the cameras are. Assumably they're concealed.
Okay.
And that's why that's actually why I wanted to follow her, so I can see where the cameras are.
Excellent.
And where they work and where they don't work for sound, and if there's any blind spots, etc.
Oh yes, I'm sure you'll find many.
Not that I have counter surveillance really, but just to see if there's anything that stands out.
Got it. The village itself is a charming potpourri of colorful cottages and larger buildings built up and down little green slopes bordering a small bay. The village is liberally sprinkled with hedges, lawns, flower beds, ornate columns, and statuary. Many of the cameras are hidden within the statuary, you note, as well as at a lot of the buildings. You're thinking the further you get away from the village, the less cameras there will be, but there are some here and there.
Yep.
They have winding roads. They're narrow. They appear to have taxis, but they're very quiet. Your guess is electrical power.
So there's kids as well, is there?
Yes, here and there, but not a lot of kids. A few kids.
Okay.
let's see. Signposts clearly identify each building. The signs themselves have their own little awnings over them. Um, there's various speakers, kiosks, booths. The mountains themselves look like the brutal kind of like almost straight up and down, sharp, jagged mountains as opposed to hills with an attitude. Um, the cameras and the statues are rather fun because they're in the eyes and then they rotate the fucking head because somehow that's better than just putting a fucking concealed camera up and rotating it. I guess it keeps sculptures.
We're dealing with 60s technology.
Uh-huh. Well, look at all the happy sculptors, they're keeping employed.
That's right.